M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin releases soon. Using that as our inspiration, we're reviewing his most recent movie, Old.
In a movie galaxy of the YouTube universe, you've landed on Frame Rate Studio, your guide for all things movies. I'm Corey.
And I'm Chad. I've always kind of had a rocky relationship with M. Night Shyamalan movies. Where's your relationship been with M. Night Shyamalan or his movies?
I can't say I'm much different. I will say this. Most of his movies have been excellent stories. His deliverance of them has been what's been missing. Because I feel like after Unbreakable, M. Night felt as though he had to really deliver a powerful beginning that made you really question, what is this movie about? Where are we going? Which, I will say, in Old, I thought he did a tremendous job of starting us off, but then you get M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, and I guess that's the problem with this movie, and that's the problem with a lot of his movies. He's trying too hard. He hasn't gone in to make a movie just to make a good movie. Well, I won't say that. I really liked Split. And to your point at the beginning of this, it was a good story. Well acted, well put together. So yes, but the problem with so many of them is you're going in, you're looking for where the twist is coming from. You're looking and trying to figure it out.
Yes, very much true. Because he tries to do like a mystery, but his always comes with a twist. But by the time you're getting to the end of it, you're focusing so hard on it, you're finding all of these holes.
Yes.
Things that don't make sense, but yet at the same time, he does a tremendous job of filling in some of those holes. One of the things that was hitting my mind that I was sitting here going, why isn't their hair growing? What is it? Okay, he explains it.
What about her hair and nails? Shouldn't they be growing at an abnormal rate?
Maybe it has to do with the fact that the cells in hair and nails are dead and they aren't reacting in the same way.
If a cell is dead, right, it no longer ages. Yet, when one of the people there dies, they decompose at a record rate.
What happened to her? The body has decomposed.
How quickly can that happen?
My best guess, an exposed body, the flesh will be gone in approximately 7 years.
And this happened in, what, 3 hours?
I know.
It's fine if you have fantastical rules to what's going on, but once you establish those, you have to be consistent with that. You would think this would have been perfect time to have a good makeup artist come in and make them look old, but they didn't. I mean,
The effects.
Yeah.
The effects were horrible.
Yes.
You would expect this would be something where you could have a makeup artist come in or go ahead and use the money to have some CGI. Yes, you get the line. The one woman does say,
You have wrinkles.
I'm sorry, I don't see wrinkles on that guy.
Going back to what you said earlier, that sometimes Shyamalan does do a good job of filling in the holes, but other times he leaves these glaring holes out there which shouldn't really matter, but it's like when they're on the beach at first and Priska's picked up this book and she goes to Guy and goes,
What book am I reading?
so it's sitting there in my mind, itching at the back of my brain the whole time, and then you get to the end, it's like, nope, we didn't pay that off at all. So why did that line even need to be in there? What, just for Shyamalan to annoy me?
Oh, he's annoying. He's very, very annoying.
On with the characters, though, I think that's one of the things that hurts this movie. Too many characters.
Yes.
That's one of the things I've seen that I feel like if you go back to Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, it's a small cast.
Yes. Yeah.
And he doesn't have a lot of storylines to deal with. I think that's where his strong suit is. When he tries to expand and put in this entire world or multiple people, that's when he starts to have all these different holes.
These are some of the dumbest smart people I have ever seen in a movie. Supposedly, I mean, was there anybody, it seems like, other than the kids who didn't seem to be a medical expert, other than maybe the doctor's wife and his mom? But everybody else who was there had some medical expertise about this, yet they couldn't quickly figure out that Charles, when he keeps going...
Do you know that Jack Nicholson did a film with Marlon Brando? Jack Nicholson, Marlon Brando.
But nobody can pick up on, I don't know, either has dementia or some other mental issue that's causing this. And then they don't proceed to, now that they know that, keep somebody watching him the whole time. They just kind of go, okay, you go sit over in the corner.
Going into this, I was kind of excited because it reminded me of a book that we had to read in our high school, Singularity. It was by William Slater, Sleator.
Okay.
It was twins who had a fort in their backyard where if they went into the fort, time passed quicker.
Okay.
Speaking of that, this was based off of a graphic novel.
Yeah.
I read up on it. There's no ending to the graphic novel.
Okay.
What I read up. It's left for your own
interpretation.
Yeah, thank you. That's the word I was looking. And this should have been that way.
Well, and that's, I guess that's the thing I would say. You can't try and do an artsy fartsy movie like it seems like he's trying to do, and then give it an actual ending that isn't really. I don't know. It just felt like a poke in your eye. And like I said, I'll go back. I tried really hard. I don't want to just be a Shyamalan hater. That's not what I want to try to do. But boy, he's really not helping me out with that.
No, this did not help at all to move you back into a realm of wanting to enjoy his stuff.
And if you're like me, about 30 minutes left to go, and this isn't really long, but about 30 minutes left to go, here's what my comment in my head was. Just die already. I don't care. Just die. Get the movie over. Were you having the same thought?
That's funny. I have down. This is a 1 hour and 48 minute.
Yeah, thank you.
At 1:19, I was ready for the credits. That is what I wrote down.
Yes.
At 1:19, I was ready for the credits.
Yeah, and so you're like, okay, maybe there will be, you're just in your head, you're hoping. Maybe the twist or whatever it's going to be at the end is going to be going to pay this off in some way that at least it's not just a dumpster fire of a movie.
This seems like a Twilight Zone. It should have been a short little Twilight Zone movie.
Yes, I agree with you. It felt like it was an episode of a TV show. Especially with how it ended, it's like this is like a pilot for a TV show, for a dramatic series. That's what this feels like. This does not feel like a movie, but I think the other thing, I watched the trailer, and I spotted something in the trailer, and I was like, well, that's probably going to come into play. Sure enough, it did. So I basically kind of had it already figured out as far as what was going to help them figure certain things out. And I know you're being coy, Chad.
Oh, you're being coy. He's being coy.
But seriously, if you watch the trailer and watch this movie, you'll go, yeah, it was in there. You could have figured this out from the beginning before even sitting down to watch this movie. So it's like, and also, they have no sense of urgency at times, which kills me in a movie. It's supposed to be that you're aging so quickly. Oh, we're aging real quickly. We only have so much time left. Let's build sandcastles. Which I think, given that the graphic novel is named Sandcastles, is why they put that in there. So it's like it's the one small thread that connects the two. But it was like, really? And you can tell, there's just, some of this, I have just a loss for words on this. And that's why I sit there and go, I don't know, and then give it off to Corey, because I just am at a loss on some of this.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I kept hoping and hoping. I'm with you on the ending. When the ending came, I'm sitting here going, okay, this is all going to have a payback. This is going to be like Blair Witch Project, where I was watching Blair Witch Project, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Okay, whatever. And then the ending happens. As soon as it happens, like, bam! Bam! There you have it! I could watch this again. This is awesome. Yeah. The ending happened, I went, bam! There you have it! I am not watching this again.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I was already convinced I probably wouldn't watch it again, but yes, that when we started getting into the actual meat of the ending, I'm like, I don't need to ever watch this again. Ever.
Yeah. So I think we made our point.
Well, I think this horse is dead. Yes, I think we have beat this horse to death. It's time to. Yeah. I would agree. I think where you're going is we should go into final thoughts.
Yes,
wrap it up and go into final thoughts.
That's kind of where I was going. And I I will hesitantly let you start.
So my final thoughts. Number one, trying too hard. Shyamalan's trying too hard with this movie, and it shows, and that's the problem. He wants you to think he's making some artsy film by being vague and coy, but instead it just comes off as annoying and a waste of time. Second, dumb characters in story. The story tries to establish these characters as experts, but then they fall for some of the dumbest things. And my third point, don't bother. In my opinion, there's no reason for anyone to watch this movie. I'm sorry, there isn't. I don't want to be a Shyamalan hater. I really don't. And I really tried. But I found nothing enjoyable about this. And it's just a slog from beginning to end. After that evisceration, Corey, how about your final thoughts?
Okay, my first point is M. Night Shyamalan is a master disaster. Not a master of disaster, a master disaster. He is a master at developing a great story, but a disaster at delivering it anymore. My second point is too many characters. This would have been great, I think, if he would have cut it down so he could focus on the heart, the characters, and develop these people far greater than what he did, because I'd have to agree with Chad. They are the dumbest smart people that are in there. And my last point is actually a question almost. Too long? Yes, it is too long. At an hour and 48 minutes, I can't believe I'm saying this movie is too long.
So this should be interesting. I guess I'll give my score first. I don't think either of these are going to be too high. I give it 15 out of 100.
Okay, well, I'm actually surprised.
Yeah.
It is quite a bit lower than mine, but I gotta say, mine's not. I gave it a 37.
Yeah, I think while yes, yours is a little bit higher, we're pretty much on the same page.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to Knock at the Cabin? Me, not so much now. I'm a little concerned. But yeah, let us know in the comments below. With that, as always, the cast of Frame Rate Studio thanks you for joining us on our trek through the movie galaxy of the YouTube universe. We're reviewing his most recent movie, Old.
Recent, old, an old recent. But okay.